maybe like since elementary school, I've always wanted to live in Japan. So that's always been one of my life goals.
And it's really nice to see just them being normal people. Because you get from anime and TV shows when you live a world away, it's just like you only see that part. And
Japanese work culture is different from American work culture. However, I do play the gaijin card a lot. And
For me, it was like learning about like Japanese folklore, like for example, like yokai and stuff like that.
Japanese people like to follow the rules. Like even though some things may not, like the method of doing something may not make sense, Japanese people follow it. And sometimes I'm like, this doesn't make sense, or like it'd make more sense if we do this. But
American history is very much like 1700s and before that. But Japanese is like so much older. You get more into it. And I think that's what excited me. I was like, oh, I love like deep Japanese culture, Japanese history. And you can jump into it.
Hi, thank you so much. ありがとうございます。May I ask where are you guys from?
California.
we're from California.
California.
Montana.
United States ね。America, right? You all America ね。
yeah,
ありがとうございます。So you guys live here, right?
yes, for now.
Okay. How long have you been here?
2 years?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Almost a year and a half.
Almost a year and a half. And you?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. I think it's pretty long time. And I want to ask you why you chose to live here, Japan.
I just wanted to go to school in a different country, and Japan was. They had the degree I wanted and the school I wanted, so I'm an Asian studies major.
Okay.
I don't know any Japanese though. I study Chinese.
Wow. But you know some Japanese words or
Yeah, I learned Japanese through osmosis.
okay.
So people speak to me, and I eventually just get it. So now I understand it more than I can actually speak it.
Okay.
So since I was really young, maybe like since elementary school, I've always wanted to live in Japan. So that's always been one of my life goals. So I wanted to live abroad. I want to learn a new language. So Japan is safe, a lot cheaper than California. So I thought, why not? And it's a good growth opportunity, living by yourself in a different country. You really have to rely on yourself. So it's great. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I grew up like always loving Japanese culture, and I came here and I was like, I love like Japanese like festivals and stuff like that, and the Japanese culture period. And yeah, this is why I came here.
Okay, thank you so much. Did you have any like impression for like Japanese people, Japan? And is there anything like change after you came here, Japan?
For me, I thought they were like really nice because I hadn't actually met that many Japanese people. I'm from Montana, where there's like nobody but white people. But I was also in the military, so I've met a lot of like different ethnicities, but I still didn't meet that many Japanese people. But I had like the impression from like watching TV shows or watching anime that they're really nice. So getting here, it stayed basically the same. A lot of Japanese people are nice, but you also get to see their frustration, their anger, their upset, like normal emotions, and it's really nice to see just them being normal people. Because you get from anime and TV shows when you live a world away, it's just like you only see that part, and they don't show much of it. So it's like seeing it in person is very nice. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like my impressions have pretty much stayed the same. Sunday love. So like real foreigners living here in Japan. So I saw their everyday and what that looked like for them. So when I came to Japan, nothing really surprised me. Like everything was like as it was advertised. Because on their YouTube channels, they talked about their frustrations with Japanese culture, Japanese people.
Yeah, nowadays.
And fitting in as someone who is an outsider. So everything has pretty much stayed the same. I tried not to glamorize Japan and Japanese people before I came, because I think that could be a trap for many people, as they see Japan as like some sort of utopia, like, oh, as soon as I come here, my life's going to get so much better. It's the light of anime and manga. But there's typical everyday struggles, language, culture, being far away from home. So, you know, but so far it's been fairly pleasant.
Yeah, my lead up to moving here was listening and watching Sunday Love while I was at work. So I do agree with you there. I love her.
Is it like YouTube? Or?
Yeah, she's a YouTuber. She's a black YouTuber here. She lives here. She just bought a house too.
Yeah. In Kyoto.
Kyoto.
She's my goal.
I love her. She's so funny.
I go to. No.
Well, I was teaching here in Japan, CUNY close to Hiroshima, and it hasn't really changed much. I love Japanese culture to begin with, and then like throughout the years I've been like, oh shit, like I actually do love it. I think if you have it, once you have it, you're like, let me see what else is more about Japanese culture. Then you're like, oh wow, there's more about it. And like for me, it was like learning about like Japanese folklore, like for example, like yokai and stuff like that. I got really into it, and I'm like, okay, I love it. I love everything about it. And the thing about it is like, as an American, we don't really have a deep, long history about like our culture, like I guess like festivals and stuff. But Japan has like they have like very much older fashioned like festivals, so you can, if you really want to, get into like deep history. And I think that's what excited me. I was like, oh, I love like deep Japanese culture, Japanese history, and you can jump into it. American history is very much like 1700s and before that, but Japanese is like so much older. You get more into it.
ありがとうございます。Okay, じゃあ next question いきます。Do you guys work here in Japan?
No.
No. No.
I work here. I'm the basic English teacher here.
Teacher, okay.
Yes. So Japanese work culture is different from American work culture. However, I do play the gaijin card a lot, and you know, I think I've acknowledged I will never be a Japanese person. I don't wish to be a Japanese person, so I can use that to my advantage. So I do my job well, and that's all I do. I try not to work too hard because, you know, Japanese culture is all about the working yourself a little too hard sometimes, and that's something I will not adapt.
Okay.
But I hope in the future, I will in the future, hopefully get a job not teaching English, as the salary is a little hikui. You know? So I hope to like increase my Japanese ability so I can do something else.
Yeah. What do you think is like the biggest difference of, you know, work culture in United States and in Japan? Shall we?
Japanese people like to follow the rules.
Okay.
Like, even though some things may not, like the method of doing something may not make sense, because it's a rule, Japanese people follow it. And sometimes I'm like, this doesn't make sense, or like, it'd make more sense if we do this. But especially many of my teachers complain about, like if they have a problem at the school, confronting like a higher up is a very like big task, because they're like, oh, they're above me, like I have to make sure I bring this topic up very delicately, and you know, I show respect when I do it, or maybe I shouldn't say anything because, like, you know, they're the higher up, I don't want to tell them how to do their job, type thing. So that could be that's what I've gathered is the most frustrating issue for Japanese people, and for me, like I have to be, of course, the American way is like, well, I'm just gonna say how it is, but I also have to take in another culture and be like, okay, like how can I go about this in a tactful way? So I think that's the biggest thing.
ありがとうございます。
How about you? Like a part-time model, but like not really like. But like part-time, that's not even like. I don't feel like I'm really engaged. I guess like exceptionalism. Like I guess like since you're a gaijin, like we don't expect you to do this for a certain amount of things, so which is fine. I kind of do wish they kind of would put that on me. I want to be more into Japanese culture. But I do want them to be like, oh, like, you know, I want to be part of it. You know, I want to be part of like the culture. Also, like one thing was like my biggest fear was like talking to somebody and they're like, oh, you gotta cut your hair if you want to be part of this company. And I'm like, I don't think I could do that.
No.
Cut my hair. So if asked me, I'm like, cut your hair for this part of it. I'm like, okay, I am accepting until that point that I'm like,
y'all no.
Yeah.
I mean, I did in the military. So.
Yeah. But also like even with tattoos wise, right? Like I have small tattoos, and I'm like, I don't think no more tattoos, no more stuff. This is me, who I am as a human being.
Yeah. Because we're individualists versus collectivism, so makes sense.
It's a Western ideology of individualism.
Yeah. It's kind of like American culture. Like
very much.
you can be like yourself. So like, it sounds like Japanese company, that kind of thing. It happen.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna say no now.
Just gonna say no now.
That's one problem here. Okay. ありがとうございます。